What's up, party people? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you through a step-by-step guide on building an effective workout plan. This is gonna work really well, especially for my high performers, my busy parents, and guys over 40 who struggle to put together a schedule or a training plan that's actually effective that they can stick with long-term. So I'm gonna keep things super simple for you today. We have 5 steps that's going to ultimately get you to the point where you have an entire workout plan ready to go that you can start following right away. So without further ado, let's jump into step number 1. All right, guys, I know you want to get into working out, but come sit down with me and let's set up our non-negotiables in step number 1. Most people skip step number 1, and some people spend way too much time stuck at step number 1. Here's what I mean. We're about to walk through a very quick planning session to make sure you have everything outlined for your non-negotiables. A lot of people stay here because jumping into the actual work that we're going to do in your workout plan does require you getting out of your comfort zone. So let me break down how to plan effectively, quickly, so you can get into things. First question is, where will you train? Are you going to train at the gym? Are you going to train at home? If you don't have a gym membership, I highly suggest getting one because it'll at least give you an opportunity to get out of your home environment into an environment where you'll actually only be there to train. Sometimes when we're at home, we get distracted, right? I know I get distracted by things like family stuff, work stuff, taking care of the dogs, cleaning up the house, and all of a sudden my home workouts start to become a little less effective than the gym workout. I still like to train at home at least a couple times a week, but most of the time you'll find me here at a gym so I can be serious, focused, and dialed in for 30 to 45 minutes getting my workout in. The next question is, how many days will you train? You could start with 2. You could start with 3. Here's my suggestion. Whatever number pops in your head, if you say, yeah, I'm going to train 5 days a week, scale back by 1 day. So if you're like, I'm going to be in the gym 6 days a week, non-negotiable, I would start with 5 or even 4 to give yourself opportunity to grow long-term and just plan ahead, right? Because sometimes things happen. You might miss a day. I'd hate for you to be on a training plan where you have to train 6 days a week to stay on top of your workouts and stay on the progression model that's built. And then most weeks you're only in there 4 times a week and you start to get frustrated. So pick a number, scale back by 1. That's how many days you're going to train. Next question is, who will you train with? By yourself, training partner? Are you going to hire a coach, which I highly recommend, which by the way, you can learn more about our coaching program. If you check out the description of this video, there's an opportunity for you to connect with us and actually have something built for you so you can follow along and actually get the results you want. But nonetheless, make sure you know, are you going to be doing it solo? Are you going to be following a program? Or are you going to have a workout partner? Make sure those things are set up ahead of time. And finally, what are your targets? What do you want to accomplish for this next training block? When I say training block, I'm referencing the next 8 weeks, 12 weeks, or sometimes 16 weeks. What do you want to make sure you accomplish? And it could be something as simple as getting stronger. Could be something as simple as developing your chest, but make sure you have some targets, which we'll talk more about as the video goes along. But that is all the planning you need to do. Get that down, get it written down on paper, and let's jump into step number 2. All right, so let's talk about choosing your workout split. So this will come down to how many days you committed to in step number 1. And that's really important. So your commitments are really, really crucial. So whatever you commit to, make sure you follow through on that because that's going to reinforce your self-belief and it's going to lead to more confidence in every room that you walk into. So let's go through my favorite workout splits based off of how many days you want to train. So if you're training twice a week, I suggest 1 of 2 things, upper, lower, or 2 full body workouts, which if you want a great full body strength training routine, I'll put the link somewhere in here so you can go check out a video I just released recently that will walk you through an entire workout plan for full body. If you're training 3 days a week, my favorite split is push-pull legs. You could also do upper, lower, full body on a 3-day split. For 4 days, I like upper, lower. Just breaks things up really nicely. You could also do push-pull legs, full body, if you're doing 4 days as well. Now, if we're moving to a 5-day split, there's a couple options. You could do a bro split, which is something like chest on Monday or chest and triceps on Monday, back biceps on Tuesday, legs maybe split up, hamstrings, glutes on 1 day, shoulders and arms on a 4th day, and then your other half of your legs on the 5th day. People like to hate on bro splits. They say, oh, you can train your body parts more frequently. It's more effective. Honestly, bro splits work just fine. It just kind of comes down to how much time you have. Most people don't have the time to put into 5 days in the gym. So usually most of my clients spend about 3 to 4 days in the gym, which is why bro splits don't get used that frequently. But my favorite 5-day split is push, pull legs, upper, lower. Or you could reverse that. You could go upper day, lower day, and then push, pull legs the remaining 3 days. Now, I'm gonna make this even easier for you. I put more resources in the description of this video with some links to some articles on how to break up your workout split, but choose one, stick with it for 90 days at a minimum, okay? So don't think you're missing out. Don't chase shiny objects. There's always different workout splits you can try down the road. Pick one based off how many days you committed to, and let's get to step number 3. All right, guys, step number 3 is picking your, what I call bread and butter exercises. And no, we're not talking about the best appetizer of all time, which is bread and butter, but we're talking about the exercises that you want to specifically focus on at the beginning of your training sessions, that you want to get stronger on. Because here, this is something you really need to pay attention to. Training is always going to be about improving your muscle, your tendons, your strength, and your explosive power. I don't care if you're just a dad like me who wants to take his shirt off, feel comfortable in his own skin, be able to look at his kids and feel like he's being the best role model he can be. I'm still in the gym training to hold on to muscle, build muscle, keep my tendons, my joints strong, and avoid injury as I get older. That's what working out is about. It's not about trying to burn as many calories as I can in here. It's not about, trying to do a ton of supersets and boost my metabolism. Yes, muscle will boost my metabolism over time, but at the end of the day, training is about muscle, plain and simple. So we want to pick exercises that we are specifically trying to work on, our bread and butter. So there's no right or wrong here. My suggestion though is to pick compound exercises, and I'll give you a quick list. So for my back, I'm doing pull-ups. For my chest right now, I'm focusing on incline dumbbell press. For shoulders, I'm focusing on machine seated overhead press. For my legs right now, I'm actually trying to get back to doing a lot of hack squats or leg press. For my glutes and my hamstrings, I got 2 things I'm focused on right now, which would be my barbell hip thrust and my reverse lunges. There's a ton of exercises you can focus on, and my only suggestion is make sure you stick with the same bread and butter exercises for a period of 12 to 16 weeks to really maximize your strength and your body's ability to adapt to training over time. You don't want to be changing up your workouts every single week. So write down your bread and butter exercises, and that's what you're going to focus on at the beginning of your workout. We'll talk about how to fill in the rest of your workout in the next step. Next step is picking our accessory movements, all right? So things like tricep pushdowns, which help isolate a smaller muscle group like the tricep. It's not something like an overhead press, which is working shoulders, chest, triceps, and even our core and forearms, which would be considered a compound movement. Accessory movements are really to make sure no muscle group gets left behind, right? We're making sure we're touching base on things like our calves, our abs, our rear delts. My biggest suggestion here is make sure you're hitting every body part with at least one exercise a week that you're progressively getting stronger on, but it's not your main focus, right? I'm not starting my workout with tricep pushdowns. The other thing to consider is what body parts do I want to improve? If I have really weak rear delts, I might do 2 things for rear delts every week for a period of time to help bring them up to speed. If I have overpowering biceps, which are just super strong, developed, but my triceps are lagging, I may do 1 thing for biceps, 2 things for triceps. So once again, I actually wrote in the description a couple examples of some different splits, 1 for 2 day, 1 for 3, 1 for 4, and 1 for 5. It's a lot, but you can just copy and paste it and actually start using it right away. So go check it out in the description. You'll see how I put accessory stuff behind my bread and butter exercises to make sure my training routine is well-rounded and we're not missing any body parts. All right, step number 5, as we wrap up the workout routine, is making sure you have the right amount of cardio in your plan. Yes, cardio is important. I know people will say cardio doesn't matter. You can get ripped or build muscle without cardio. Yeah, but cardio takes care of, I think, the most important muscle in the body, which is your heart, your cardiovascular system. So how do we build cardio into your routine? Well, From a baseline perspective, I suggest having a daily step goal. So 7 days a week, having a goal for how much you want to walk every single day. My suggestion is somewhere between 8,000 to 12,000 steps a day on average. Could be a little less than that, could be a little more than that, depending on your goals. Another creative way to build in cardio into your workout routine and actually give you a little bit of variety in the process is using what I call finishers. Finishers are where we pick 3 to maybe 5 exercises and we do them fast. We do them without a lot of rest in between. Something like jumping rope, jumping then into push-ups really fast, or even doing burpees. I know everybody hates burpees, but then you could do a cardio machine like a rower. Then you could do something like a squat jump. You could call it functional cardio. I call it metabolic muscle, right? Where we're using our body, getting our heart rate up really high, and then resting before we go again to bring our heart rate down. This helps train and improve what's called our VO2 max. I'm not going to get into all the details here, but when we're looking at our workout routine, at the end of a couple workouts a week, you could put in a finisher to build in some more high intensity cardio to go hand in hand with your daily movement goal. So to recap, we have our daily movement goal, which is number of steps we want to take per day, done through walking. And then a couple times a week, build in some more high intensity finishers into your workout routine. And of course, always paying attention to your fitness abilities, your level, what injuries you might be dealing with. Don't try to copy someone else's routine and hurt yourself. Stick to what your body can handle. And over time, you'll get stronger, you'll improve, and you'll be able to handle more stuff. So that wraps up our 5-step plan to optimize our workout routine and build something you can start following right now. So just to recap, number 1 is make sure you set aside a few minutes to actually make a plan. Where are you going to train? How many days you're going to train? What time you're going to train? Who you're going to train with? Do you have a coach? If you don't, this is a reminder, check out the description of this video if you want to set up a call with me or my team to actually help you build this whole thing out specifically for you and your goals. Step number 2 is to actually pick a workout split based off how many days you're training. Get the split dialed in. And then step number 3 is actually having bread and butter exercises. What exercises do you want to focus on for the next 3 to 4 months, getting stronger, building more muscle? Fill in the rest of your workout at step number 4 with accessory movements, making sure that no body part gets left behind. Want to make sure that we're covering our entire body, everything from our calves to our rear delts and our core. And finally, step number 5, we got to take care of the most important muscle group in the body, which is our heart. Building out a solid cardio plan that gives you a little bit of variety while covering our bases with a daily movement goal. I hope this video was extremely helpful for you. All I ask is a couple things. Number 1, if it was, leave me a comment and let me know. If you like more videos like this, I'd love to know and hear from you so that I can continue to make videos just like this. If you have questions that weren't answered that you'd like covered in a future video or something I can answer for you right now, leave a question in the comments and I will answer every single question that gets posted. And finally, if you found this video helpful, make sure you check out other videos on my channel. Subscribe for more. I post weekly YouTube videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Life moves fast. Make it count. Peace.